Mic check, 1, 2. All right, if you're tuning in at home, we are just waiting on Coach Smith and the players to get back from their morning walkthrough, and then we will get going with the Coach Smith show. In the meantime, I'm going to try to set up a scene that doesn't have the scoreboard on it, so you might see a black screen here in just a minute. Check 1, 2. That's good. Check 1, 2. All right, if you're just joining us, we are waiting on Coach Smith and the players to finish up their morning walkthrough and join us. So if you want to check back in a couple of minutes, they should be here shortly. Again, we're just waiting on the team to finish up their morning walkthrough, and then Coach Smith and a couple of the seniors will be joining us for the Coach Smith show. So apologies, but they should be here shortly. In fact, I thought they would already be here by now, but I guess they're taking a little more time to make sure they're ready for today. Again, if you're just joining, we're just waiting on Coach Smith and the team. A couple of seniors will be here momentarily to join us and talk about today's game. And they're just finishing up their pregame walkthrough, and then Coach Smith will be joining us. I think I see the players walking back to the lodge, so as soon as they get back, we should have Coach Smith joining us here pretty soon. Yep. Okay. All right. Coach should be joining us here momentarily. Folks, if you're just joining, we are just waiting on Coach Smith to get back from the pregame walkthrough with the team, and then we'll get started. Apologies for the delay, but I'm told he's on his way. Oh, I see the team huddled over there. I think he's probably talking to him right now. There's a lot of cars blocking my view, but I do see the heads of several players grouped on the other side of the car, so I assume Coach Smith is having a few words with them before they break, and they'll be heading over to Rocky Top Sports World I think they were originally planned to get over there around 11 a.m., but I'm thinking now they're going to leave around 11:30 and get there closer to noon for their pregame meal. So if you got instructions that they were going to be at the Rocky Top Sports World at 11 a.m., now it's going to be closer to noon. So I guess the pregame meal got pushed back a little bit. So again, we're just waiting on Coach Smith to join us from morning walkthroughs, and then we'll get started. Had to switch things around a little bit this morning as we had some technical issues, but those appear to be resolved now. If you are new to ECS broadcasts, we'd like for you to click the subscribe button for ECS Athletics so that you also need to tap the bell button so that you'll get notified anytime we go live on your mobile device. I see the team walking back to the lodge now, so we should have Coach Smith joining us in just a minute or two, along with seniors Kemp Swords and Cade Joyner. We'll ask them a few questions as well as get Coach Smith's thoughts on the game today. Now I see Coach Smith talking to the coaches over there, so as it is with game day stuff, they're always making sure they've got all the I's dotted and T's crossed heading into today's game. All right, here comes Cade Joyner and Kemp Swords. Either side, guys. Y'all are both at the ends of the table here. You can go ahead and throw a headset on and we'll get a mic check. Make sure when you put it on that the microphone is touching like right below your lip there. There you go, so we'll get a good audio. Go ahead, Kemp. Give me a mic check. Oh. Try it again.
Mic check, mic check.
That's better. Go ahead.
You got me?
Yep, got you.
Right.
And there's Coach Smith. The star of the show has arrived. Let me mute you while you put that on. Folks watching at home do not know how stressful of a morning I have had. But I think we're good now. So, all right. Finally, we are here.
Breathe.
Yeah, breathe a little bit. So we'd like to welcome everyone to the first edition of the Coach Smith Show for 2024. I'm Scott Stafford. We are coming to you live from Rocky Top. We're in Gatlinburg, Tennessee for the Black Bear Brawl. This is the second year of this event. And this afternoon, your Evangel Lightning varsity football team will take on Arendell Parrott. Arendell Parrott? Arendell Parrott?
I think it's Arendell.
Arendell Parrott from North Carolina. And I'm here today with ECS Athletics Director and Head Varsity Football Coach Tim Smith. And we also have seniors Cade Joyner to my right and Kemp Swords to Coach Smith's left over there. And we'll be asking them some questions as well. But first, Coach, it's almost time to play some football. But first, how was your summer?
Fast. It was fast. That's what I told Angie the other day. I said, I can't believe this is over with. You know, once you start practice, I heard Coach Saban say this a few years ago, that the hardest part about football for him, and it is for all coaches, I believe, that because you've had some time off, you've been with your family, and then all of a sudden July the 10th started, and those days are over with. There's no more vacation.
The grind starts, right?
It starts, and it's here.
Mm-hmm. And, Coach, is this your 8th season at Evangel or 9th? Eighth, okay. I couldn't remember if it was 8 or 9. So, you know, a lot of success. 6 NHSA titles in a row, several ACSE titles, 30-something wins in a row. I can't even keep up with all the numbers, but a lot of success. And we've talked in the past about how you're able to keep the players from getting complacent and with success and keeping them hungry and everything. But I don't think I've ever asked you, how do you keep from getting complacent and thinking, maybe I've got this coaching thing figured out?
No, I don't have a clue. I had that question asked of me a few years ago by my friend Mike Long, and I'll just be honest, it's fear of failure. I don't want to fail.
Yeah.
And so I really pride myself in not only pushing them but pushing me and the coaches. I don't want us to fail. I don't want to drop the rope here at Evangel. They've been so good for so long. So I get up in the mornings with a somewhat smile on my face and get out in the sun and go at it again.
That's right. And you mentioned Coach Saban a minute ago, and other coaches similarly have this mindset. Is it your mindset that you hate losing more than you love winning?
Oh, 100%. I hate to lose. I try to be a good sport and all, but I hate to lose. And but it's part of the game. It's part of growing up, becoming a man, trying to show them, when there's failures in life that you got to step back up.
That's right.
You can't just roll over because you got knocked down. You got to get up and go back to work tomorrow. You got to get up and go make the next play in football. So it's a learning process, and God's been good to us. He's been extremely good to us.
Well, a lot of success, but you've certainly got your work cut out for you this season, as you've lost 16 seniors from last year, your entire defensive starting lineup, quite a few on offense as well. Maybe talk about the challenges you faced so far in practices leading up to today with so many new faces on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I think this is going to be our greatest success of all because nobody's given us a chance. Everybody's looked. We lost 16 seniors. We lost 8 starters on defense. Those guys were great. We miss them, but they're not here anymore. They're off to college. Some of them's playing college football, but it's this group's turn. So I think this year is going to be maybe our greatest season if we can finish it. Start strong, finish strong, because nobody's given us a chance. And I look forward to seeing what this group can do because I've took it a little bit personally, if you want to know the truth.
I bet. Well, it's here. Day one of the 2024 season is upon us. Game one, that is. So let's talk about a little bit about today's game. But first, for the folks watching,
play
Kerry Christian.
Thank you. I forgot. I've slept since then.
I was just about to say it myself.
Yeah. To play Kerry Christian, and this year he called me early, and I told him we wasn't coming because it is an expense. It is a long drive, and it's a quick turnaround. And after this game, we go to 11-man, and then he called me again in about December, I think, maybe January, and said, "You sure you're not coming?" I said, "Yeah, we're not coming." And I said, "Why do you ask me?" And he said, "Well, there's a team wanting to play the best team that they can find." And so, me being the guy that
he knows how to get you, don't he?
Yeah, he does, because I felt like they called us out, and you may beat us, but we're not going to back away from anybody. So if you want to play us, we'll play. So 5.5 hours riding with Hagan and Cade. Here I am. Here we go again. Here we go again.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that. So your theme for this year is "Here we go again." Why did you come up with that theme?
Partly because of what I just said. Nobody's given us a chance. Everybody thinks that we're down. So, here we go again. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. And I also, have used it in other ways, that it's not all about football for us. So it's about that life struggle and time that, you got to get up and go back to work and all that and take care of your family. And every day it's here we go again. I got to go.
That's right.
There's no days off.
Well, today's opponent is Arendell Parrott Academy out of North Carolina. I forget the town. Kingston, North Carolina. Thank you. What do we know about those Patriots from Arendell Parrott?
Yeah, they were down a little bit last year, but they only lost 4 players. I think they had won 4 of the last 5 state championships in North Carolina before last year. So that was kind of a slip up for them. They're usually a very, very good football team, very well coached. Coach Matt Beeman and I have talked several times. They're excited to play us. We're excited to play them. They're going to get mostly in a too-tight look, or at least they have the last 2 years. We went back and looked and get an I formation. I tell you, they remind me a lot of Freedom, that they want to run the football and they want to be physical.
Do what they do and do it well.
That's right. They will get in some spread stuff, and I'll say that today. He'll come out, 4 wide all over the field all day long. But we feel like they're going to do what they do best, and what they do best is the eye with 2 tights.
Smash mouth football.
And then on defense, they're coming. I told Hagan, I said, I don't know how else we can say it. They're just coming. They're sending somebody every play, and you better know where he's at. They got an older team this year. Like I said, they only lost 4 players, so they got, I think he said 10 seniors. I think that's right. So
nice.
they're an older football team this year.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to the challenge and calling the broadcast here in a little bit. So I'm going to ask Cade a question or two here. How you doing, Cade?
Good. How about you?
Doing well. So, Cade, I asked this question to Kemp at Media Day. I'd like to get your perspective on it. So you came over from, is it Shelby County?
Yes, sir.
11-man football with
Yes,
Shelby
sir.
County. What was the transition like for you last year, being your first year in 8-man football?
Yeah, it was crazy. Not only did I go from 11-man to 8-man, I went from defense to offense. So that was just a big change, not playing any offense, and then come here. And it felt weird at first, knowing that it looked weird.
Yeah.
But I like it so much. I like it better.
And the offensive coordinator, Hagan Joyner, is your older brother.
Sadly, yes.
I guess
you can say that here.
Yeah.
You can say it on the field.
Yeah. So I guess he had a little influence with you coming over to the offensive side of the ball. What's it like playing for your big brother?
It's some days it's the greatest thing, and other days it's awful. Game days it's fun. Practice, we go at it every day. You can ask Coach Smith. We go at it every day.
Do you feel like he's a little bit harder on you than maybe the other guys because he expects more out of you and everything?
That, and it just kind of gives him a chance to, I guess, push somebody around. But he also knows how to
not physically too much, right?
No,
yeah.
He knows how to get to me, and he likes to have that advantage on me.
I got you. Cool. So, you have any goals set for yourself for this season? You had a really nice season last year in your first 8-man season. Excuse me. Any goals you've set for yourself?
Trying to step it up on the defensive side.
Okay.
Put there. Just trying to be as consistent as I was last year. It's a big thing. But also just this is a new group, completely different look from last year, both sides of the ball. So main goal is trying to bring everybody together.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask you. Do you feel like you are taking more of a leadership role with the team this year?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Well, we would wish you much success today out there on the gridiron. So, Kemp, I asked you a lot of questions some questions at Media Day. We talked about your leadership last year. You were kind of known as more of a quiet guy, lead by example. And we talked about at Media Day, you think you might need to step up a little bit, be more of a vocal leader this year. Have you seen that come to fruition with the practices leading up to today's game?
Yes, sir. It's just, like I said at Media Day, I feel like there's a lot more to leading than just being vocal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of leading by actions.
Yeah. Who do you like on the offensive side, or who are you expecting big things from besides this guy? Maybe one of the new faces stepping up this year.
I'm excited to see what Nick does.
Nick
Especially
Cloud?
because he's new to what he's doing.
Yeah,
He
Wildcat.
Yes, sir.
Wildcat, and he's going to be running the ball,
back,
right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. He got to tote the rock a little bit last year on occasion.
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, do you think? What do you think is the biggest gap we need to fill on the offense from what we lost from last year? Is it running back? Is it receiver, offensive line?
I think it's just depth.
Depth
Across the board.
Yeah, we've got same number on the roster, but it seems like the starter, the starting 8 and then the reserves
Yes, sir.
are less than
Yes, sir.
than we've had in the past. So, yeah, I think that's definitely going to be a challenge. So, you're also getting to play a little defense this
sir.
year.
Yes, sir.
Are you excited about that?
Yes, sir. Because whenever I was at Montevallo, I was playing defense.
Okay.
So, I mean.
You played
it's gonna
DB?
Outside linebacker.
You played outside
Yes, sir.
linebacker there too? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is a natural fit for you,
Yes,
right?
sir.
We brought him over here and made him offensive famous. That's what we did.
Made him famous. Yeah.
Squirrel.
So who's going to have more tackles today? Because Cade's playing over there too. Who's going to have more tackles today, you or Cade?
If I get to play most of the game on defense,
Don't lie to him. Don't lie to him.
I'm gonna be more involved in the running game than you.
Yeah,
It's true.
Unless they just sit in there too tight.
If they're in too tight, I don't know.
that's true.
Wildcat.
Wildcat's going to have the most tackles.
He's gonna either tackle
They'll
somebody.
both agree with that.
He'll just
Yeah.
tackle anybody.
Him or Eli.
He'll tackle the rig.
No doubt. He's got the name Wildcat for a reason. So, Coach, what else do you want to ask these guys before we wrap up the show?
And they're seniors. It's their turn. You know, we've been talking about it. We talked about it over there just a few minutes ago before we broke the huddle. That, you know, I take pride in being from the state of Alabama. Always have my whole life. And I told them we've lost one game to teams outside that border. So we want to protect that line that comes around the state of Alabama. And to me, it's personal. I told them, I said, it's just personal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you call us out, you want to play us, okay. But we're going to protect that border as much as we can because it's just a little different in our state, I believe, when it comes to football.
Yeah.
We'll see today.
Well, Coach, it's almost time to strap them up. So we wish you guys much success today, and
Thank you.
hope we come out with the W. I know the guys are going to play hard, and we're going to play this back. In case you didn't get to see the whole coaches show, we're going to play this back right before. Of course, we'll edit out all that time before we actually started talking, where it was just me sitting here. But
So this is live.
we're live. We are live. There's a weak upload signal, so it's probably really glitchy on the video at home. But we are recording it also, and I'll edit the video and put that on the live stream before when we go on the air this afternoon before the game. So, well, we appreciate everybody watching at home, and we will see you again shortly. Strike lightning.
Strike lightning.